You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
August 9th, 2018. It's another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. As always, I'm Seth Drinking. On the other end is the MJ Jenkins of My Sienna, Mr. Mike Poland.
Oh, goodness.
We have to mention this first. Because this happened a day after we did the show, Sienna and MJ Jenkins got mentioned for the Mae Young Classic.
And
a day after.
Spoilers, they both lost.
Oh, yeah, of course. Actually, none of the Impact alumni are in the semifinals.
No, Mia Yim is. She's still there.
No, she's not in the semifinals. She lost in the quarterfinals.
Who did she face? I was reading that. It said she won.
I think she lost to Toni Storm.
I
think she lost to Toni.
They haven't taped that yet.
No,
what people called.
Yeah, the semifinals are up. Mia Yim lost to Toni Storm.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Toni Storm versus Miko Satomura. Toni Storm just won. So it's now Io Shirai versus Rhea Ripley in the other semifinal.
It's gonna be her. It's gonna be Storm and Shirai in the final.
Oh, probably, yeah. I'm surprised Satomura got as far as she did. I'm glad.
Because they're the ones that are signed by the company.
I know.
In some way. But
Satomura's not signed with the company. Satomura is
Shirai and Toni Storm are.
Oh, yeah. Of course they are. I'm just surprised Satomura got as far as she did.
I'm surprised Mia Yim got as far as she did.
Oh, the quarterfinals? Yeah, a lot of people kind of not really surprised with Mia Yim, although they had her beat Caitlyn.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the Impact, which was so-so this week.
Yeah, so-so. I gave it a C. If you're wondering on the grade, it was a C. It was a so-so show. Unfortunately, we did not have a great show this week. Let's start off with, although this was kind of interesting, the OGs and the LAX fighting in the back.
With no security in sight.
Well, security showed up and they got the fuck beat out of them. Got one board tossed on the wall.
You bastards.
I think the scary moment was it was Santana and Hernandez on the up the stairs, and there's a point where Santana is holding only on from falling thanks to Hernandez's shirt. That could have gone really bad. I was just watching, I'm like, oh shit, dude could fall down the freaking stairs. And it's not like it's an easy stair ride. He's up a few feet of staircases. And he might fall through the middle. It was one of those worrisome moments. But yeah, OG stand tall.
We'll see more of this feud later in the show.
Yeah. Desi Hit Squad versus Taiji Ishimori and Petey Williams. You know, I really mentioned was like, I just thought about this. There's more members of the Desi Hit Squad, aren't there, when they originally announced it? I'm like, Yeah, Vikas Kumar and Bhupinder Singh have not shown up yet.
Ah, boy.
Yeah,
Maybe they're gonna.
there were like freaking 4 of them, and only 2 have shown up. One's been here the whole time.
I have a feeling they're setting up something where Gama's not going to be impressed with these guys, and he's going to bring in the other guys.
I know, like, this was not a good match. Let's just say that you really are looking at a Desi Hit Squad that was against Petey Williams and Bold Soldier, and you could not do a good match with those 2.
Nope.
That was really concerning. So yeah, Canadian Destroyer by Petey Williams, modified DDT into the knee by Bone Soldier. They win. Gama's yelling at his boys. Then we go to Pentagon Jr., who's saying, Matt Sydal believes in the universe and stuff. I'm going to bring him to my universe, and that's full of pain. He may have 3 eyes, but I have 2 words. Cero miedo. And then we get Allie and Kira backstage interview. Allie says that, I'm upset about Tessa Blanchard's act, but I'm not going to get distracted again because I'm after Sue Young I'm going to stop her from stuffing people in the caskets. I want to match
Sue Young. Title. I just want to beat her.
Yeah, Sue Young, you don't even need to bring the title. Just bring yourself.
Basically, you're burying the tag titles in the LAX feud. You're burying the Knockouts title in this feud.
Well,
not so much.
In some case, you're kind of, but you can leave it home. I'll get a titles match eventually. She just wants to beat her up now.
Yes.
And unlike with the tag titles, they later announced the non-title match. They actually gave her a non-title match instead of when King talks about how the OGs don't care about the tag titles, and they give him a tag title match.
Well, you will care about them because they're going to be on the line.
Yep, you will care. And they didn't. They stole them. So we get an Eddie Edwards video package.
Yay.
And then we get to go to a backstage interview with Alicia. Actually, no, first Aries backstage interview. It was Aries who was getting the interview.
Yep.
He said, I don't know wonder what happened to Eddie Edwards. You were one of the most level-headed dudes. Now you're unpredictable and dangerous, and that has me worried. A little. I'm still guaranteeing a win, but... And then again, Grado having issues with Joe Hendry and Katrina. He's like, you guys distracted me. And they're like, Eli Drake never tagged out. You still lost to him. You still lost to a single
Eli
man.
and Hendry will face next week.
Yeah, and Joe said, I'll take care of Eli next week. And Grado says, I'll do better in the future. Oh, by the way, they also talked about some stupid story about Grado getting picked on because he was fat and Hendry having to save him. So then we get Alicia Edwards with horrible goddamn theme music against Tessa Blanchard. Not Tessa.
And they still can't get the camera shot right with her entrance.
Oh, no, but they did get the camera. Well, she was in the ring doing the same thing. This was a beatdown. Most of the match, it was a freaking beatdown. Although there was a moment.
Alicia Edwards is going to start wrestling, and Edge going to get squashed.
Yeah, Tessa missed Alicia and hit the ropes, and Don's like, those are steel cables. I'm like, actually, those are ropes, motherfucker. We're not that low rent where they're steel cables. Those are actual ropes at this time. Yeah, I'm like, those are ropes, motherfucker. Those still ropes. Yeah, Tessa won in the end, hit the Hammerlock DDT in the win, grabbed the mic afterwards, said, I just made an example out of this woman, and I have a message for Allie. You may have everyone fooled, but not me. You only care about helping yourself, and if you're going to go after Sue in that championship, I'm coming after you. Well, she doesn't have to worry. She might be going after Sue, but not the title.
Yep.
So don't have to worry about that yet. So Alicia interviews Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal says, I may have lost the X Division Championship title, the material piece, but I have the spirit still inside me. I'm going to open everyone's third eye when I face Pentagon tonight. Then we get the GWN moment of the week, which was Petey Williams versus Chris Sabin for the, I forget which year it was. I think it was 2005.
2006 X Cup.
2006 X Cup. Yeah, 2006 X Cup. Petey wins. Kevin Nash attacks. Since there's a trophy, someone's got to destroy it. Kevin Nash does. And Kevin Nash, Kevin Nash was supposed to drop to Chris Sabin, but of course, my back got injured. He basically made I moved something and I injured my back. Meanwhile, Scarlett has Bobo Kapoor carrying her luggage backstage.
When did she happen upon KM and Fallah Bahh? Is that what?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that happened next. Actually, KM and Fallah Bahh arguing backstage about you're doing all these bad things, but I didn't ask you to distract the referee. And their argument, and then Scarlett Bordeaux says, "Hey guys," and then walks off, and they go, "Hey." Then, after a commercial break, we go to Impact Management yelling at a backstage person for interrupting them while they're working. So Scarlett comes in, but they have time for her. She says, all the other girls hate me. I don't feel comfortable getting in the ring. I think all these guys are fawning over me. So, can I do my own show? And they're like, yes, we'll do that. We'll call it Fantasy Island. And she's like, let's call it the Smoke Show. And they're like,
and you
great.
Have the magic hands like Vince Russo.
Yeah, two of them. Two Vince Russos in the room. Two of them. Great. Yes, let's do it. Next week. Then it's
Powers that be, everybody.
Best match of the night, Matt Sydal versus Pentagon Jr. Or as Job said, this could be a main event of any show, which is why we're having it open the second hour. It could be a main event. No. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, main event for any show, but you're having it open the second hour. Really?
Not for this one, apparently.
So there was a lot of third eye shtick. There was Matt Sydal hiding under the goddamn ring, running in the goddamn ring, and Pentagon tries to follow, but Sydal gets the better of him in that. Pentagon driver, 2 count, frog splash onto a guy who was bending over in Sydal. That was interesting. And in the end, Pentagon Jr. wins with the fear factor. Good match.
No, fear was a factor for Matt Sydal, man.
What?
That fear was a factor for Matt Sydal.
Yeah, but Matt Sydal, luckily for him, Pentagon didn't get to break his arm. But all that gets interrupted by OVE and their camera. And Sami Callihan's like, everyone.
One of you has to cut the other's hair.
One has to cut the other hair. It's like, no, I don't want to do it. No, do it. You got 10 seconds. 10, 5. All right. Jake's like, all right, I'll do it. I'll take one for the team. And Callahan's like, you know what? No. You're going to shave Dave's hair.
But Jake just said he'd do it.
Yeah, but he's like, because he said he'd do it, you're the fucker that's actually getting it. Which one do you decide? It's one of those situations where the first one to own up is actually the one who gets to keep their hair.
Sami Callihan running a cult.
Yep. So, and Jake's like, don't do this. And he's doing it, and he's like, I
hate my job.
I hate my job. So, yes. Conan asked for some time after that, so we're getting the LAX segment. And he says, we beat the OGs in a 51-50 street fight, which we're undefeated against. And I'm like, no, you lost at Bound for Glory to OVE in a 51-50 street fight. You aren't undefeated, motherfuckers. So he's like, get your ass out here. And the King's like, you may have won the match, a battle, but we are winning the war, and we got your belts. And I'm like, LAX could have had those belt backs last week. If Conan wasn't such a coward and take this boys to the back. And King says, let's take this war to the concrete jungle, the streets. And Conan asked if Conan's afraid, and no match was made from this. Josh says there will be a street fight next week, so apparently a match was made. Also next week, Smoke Show, Hendry versus Drake, Ali versus Su Yung in a non-title match, and Callahan versus Phoenix.
Main event time.
No, actually first, Jimmy Jenkins on this couch on a graffiti sofa. Yeah, the sofa looks like it's a strange sofa that looks like it's been graffitied. Hopefully it wasn't wet paint. So he says, Johnny, I tried to be a nice guy, but you punched me. And you said you want the monster? You're getting him. I'm the monster. You're getting. So no, not Congo Kong or Cat here. It's Jacobs versus Johnny Moon. Yep. So time for the world title main event as Austin Aries defends against Eddie Edwards. But they also mentioned, will Aries be champion when we go to Knoxville on August 19th? I was like, hey, Knoxville's in Knox County. Kane's the incoming mayor. You probably won't be able to get him.
I think they're going to Nashville and not Knoxville.
No, they are going to Knoxville.
And then also one night only Night of the Dummies.
Yeah.
Somewhere in New York, Binghamton.
Yeah, Night of the Dummies. Great. So Austin Aries seems to be scared to shake Eddie's hand. And then after a commercial break, they legit said for the first time after nothing happened. Nothing has happened. Aries is on the
sat there for like 5 minutes and did nothing.
Yes, they did literally nothing. And for some reason, Aries was not counted out.
Mapu, put that on Botchamania whenever you do another one.
Yeah. So back in the ring, Eddie's finally gets a double caught in the ropes and gets that handshake. He's caught in the ropes. He doesn't want to do it, but he's like, "Hey!" Eddie chops. Aries chops Eddie, and Eddie's like, "Do it again!" But Eddie's like poking the eye. Then they lock in a last chancery, and Eddie's got a perfect defense for this: biting. Fucking biting. And Aries is pissed. He's like, God damn it, give me my goddamn belt. But the ref takes it because...
I'm pissed, but I'm going to leave.
Yeah, I'm taking my goddamn belt. I'm going to hit this motherfucker. Ref's like, you can't do that. He's like, okay, here you go. Low blow attempt.
I would have been like, but he bit me.
Eddie hits him with a low blow of his own. But it's only a 2 count. So, Champ picks Eddie on his shoulder, and on a spin, Eddie accidentally kicks the referee. The ref's down. Aries tries for the belt shot. Eddie reverses it, hit a DDT, could pin the 8, count to 8, but the ref's down. Eddie grabs the kendo stick, and for whatever fucking reason, he hits the ref. Aries hits a low blow after this, trims the brain buster, but Eddie hits the kendo stick instead, and Eddie is choking Aries on with the kendo stick, but Killer Cross comes out and hits a Doomsday Saito. And if you're thinking he's going to hit Aries as well, nope. Just walks away, Aries hits a brain buster and gets the win.
Yay.
That was a bad ending. That was a dumb ending. I was like, you hit the fucking ref. That's a DQ. Eddie should have been disqualified in this match. He hit the freaking ref.
And you could have set up a contender and Cross, but nope, he's going to help Aries instead.
Yeah. You could have had Cross. Here's the problem. Cross always seemed like a loner type, and Aries seemed like the type that didn't need help to win his matches. Hell, he didn't need help against Moose, but he needs help against Eddie Edwards. Because. I don't know why. Yeah, there's an alliance here. This ending made no sense.
No, it's duh.
So, yeah, this show gets a C.
Yep.
Wasn't god-awful, but the last few shows were pretty good, and this last two shows had a good run, but now we're getting the usual Impact again, which is still better than Raw, but not good.
Yay.
And again, I will say this, with better wrestling out there, I'm not going to give you grade on a curve just because you're doing better than Raw. You're doing a better show than Raw or SmackDown right now.
Right.
I'm not gonna grade on that curve. Raw, SmackDown, I'd probably give mostly lower grades most weeks.
Right.
And yeah, you can't have that and then expect me to be like, oh yeah, just because those shows suck, your show is good. No, we have better shows. People have better shows, better options right now. That's really, I think, what's really hurting the WWE right now is they don't get the fact that for the hardcore wrestling fans, there's better product. And those casuals don't give a shit. Casuals ain't going to be there without stars, and you're not building stars.
Nope, you're not.
So, but Vince has got to have his Roman Reigns. Oh, we got to know. And that's it for this week's Impact. Do you have anything to sell?
I do not this week.
I do. This Saturday, I'm going to be posting my induction of Femalian, which is not a good film. Very not even entertaining film. Not the worst. It's not as bad as freaking Flesh Gore Meets the Cosmic Cheerleaders, but it's not exactly entertaining either. It's got a plot that basically you could have a 2-part episode, 30-minute episode of a TV series, 2-parter of 2 30-minute episodes, and you'd get the plot done. It's the sex is padding. Padding. It's one of those films. So with that said, Miley, we are heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.